Now it is. Okay. Okay. Yes, that worked. Hey. What's up? Welcome to my work. Oh, since this is the thing that shows at the beginning of everything, just FYI, sometimes people are clicking onto this like after it's not live anymore and they don't realize that. Yeah. So double check the date on these things before you like drop comments. Hey Kenneth, tell you some badass rock stories. Anyone in particular you want to hear a badass rock story about? Do you want to narrow it down for me? Who do you like? Who's your favorite artist? Whenever I told people I worked in concerts, they would always say that to me. Who's the best show ever? And I'd be like, just tell me who your favorite artist is. I can tell you if I've seen them or not. You know, I can try and remember if they sucked. That's the other one. What's the worst show you've ever worked? And it's like, UFO. Ooh. The only time I remember seeing UFO was on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and they played on the pool stage. And so I think it was the first or second year. I think maybe well, it was one of the early years. And we were all on the pool stage at night, and it was crazy windy and dark and a little bit misty, and nobody cared because, as you know, UFO is like a band's band. Like, all the band guys are obsessed with that band. Also with Thin Lizzy. Try and find a guy who's in a band that doesn't love Thin Lizzy. They're a band's band. That's just a thing. I don't know why specifically. They're not bad, but it is what it is. Anyway, they were fantastic, and basically I stood next to Eddie Trunk the whole time. We were on top of these planters. They weren't even planters. It was like the edge of the pool. They had drained the kiddie pool so that we could stand on top of it where they built the stage on the cruise at that point. So, being next to Eddie Trunk and like all these other band guys who were just obsessed with UFO was kind of fun because I'm just a casual fan, but I still wanted to see it. So, I was like in a sea of super fans who were people I was fans of, that were watching it. And it was cool, and they all were, like, looking to Eddie because Eddie Trunk is the guy who never stops talking about the bands he loves, and UFO being one of them. So that was super fun. Hey, Justin. Everything's going. Hey, Philip. Jesus, or do you prefer Jesus? Just curious. Um, Phil was a badass. I never saw him, but, his legacy lives on. I do have an interview with the guys, from Thin Lizzy when they reactivated. and they were still going by Thin Lizzy, and then they changed the name. God, I forget what they changed the name to off the top of my head all of a sudden. Um, it's like Black Oak or something. Ugh, can't remember. But yeah, I actually sat down with them. They played Bone Bash. It was like Judas Priest, Black Label Society, and Thin Lizzy for Bone Bash one year at Concord Pavilion, and, I interviewed them, and that was fun. Black Star Riders, I knew it was Black something, thank you. In my head kept trying to say Black Oak, Arkansas, and I was like, "That's not right." That's the brain fog. Can I play the Doors? You know, I can do a lot of things, Justin, but can you stop asking me for a song every hour of every day that I'm at work? Other people wanna request songs too, you know? Hey, Birdie. How many years have I been in radio? Well, I don't know. Let's see. In 2000, I started doing promotions. Later in 2000, I started doing production. In 2001, I was on the air, and then in 2004, KSJO flipped Spanish. A lot of people remember that dark day in October of 2004. Um, it was the same day Megadeth played at the Warfield, and then I was off air for few months, maybe like 6 months. Sometime in, like, early 2005, I started doing nights at 1017 The Fox in Santa Rosa, and then a few months later I was also working full-time at Ticketmaster at that point, and a few months later in 2005, I started doing weekends at 1077 The Bone, and then in 2000 and February 2006, I started doing afternoon drive on The Bone, and then in 2011, I got bumped to nights, which I am still bitter about for Derek Madden. Derek and I have since buried the hatchet. We cool. Nobody needs to trash talk Derek, but I am still bitter about the move. And then in 2012, I became assistant program director, and then in 2015, I quit, and I was off the air and away from radio until 2022, December 2022, when I came back here to the Bone to do afternoon drive. So if somebody wants to do that math and figure out how many years that is, Pootie, vaya con Dios. I don't know how to quantify that as like a teenish years, a little more maybe, probably. Um, hey, Christopher, happy Thursday. Yeah, Mick Jagger is awesome, right? I saw the show in Vegas in May, and it was fantastic. I loved every second of it. Um, Philip, you remember which one do you remember? Oh, Megadeth at the Warfield, is that the one that you're remembering in 2004? Thanks, Kenneth. Oh, you're a big Gary Moore fan too? I am a casual fan, I'll be honest. I'm not mad at him, I think he's cool, but I there are a lot of people that love that dude, like, people that would, bathe in his sweat, which more power to him. Um, Jesus, what do you mean, is it corn from Twitch? Oh, you're corn from Twitch? Oh, hey, where you been, dude? We haven't seen you, man. Hey, go back to Twitch. I need to get, this is gonna be hilarious, but I need to get 50 followers on Twitch, and then I also need to get 5 people talking at the same time on Twitch. I don't know why, but that's like a thing that Twitch keeps telling me I have to do, in order to have a community. It's super weird for me, but I guess Twitch won't let me monetize until that happens, so if anybody would prefer to go on Twitch, I would prefer to have you on Twitch. Oh, you just been working? I hope not in the heat. Oh, happy birthday, Christopher. Hey, Tracy. What's up? What's going on? Let me also do some work stuff because I don't want to get caught slipping. Okay. Did I ever tell you about the time I danced with Mick Jagger? That's one of my favorite stories. I tell it a lot, so hey, Carrie, how you doing, girl? What you up to? I saw you guys all went out to lunch without me last weekend or the weekend before. I saw it on the Facebook. Either way, you could have called a bitch. I'm just saying. I wasn't doing nothing that day, but I'm glad you guys got together and had fun. Where'd you end up eating? I couldn't tell from the picture. Yeah, you wanna hear the story? Okay, it's kind of a long story. I mean, the short version is I danced with Mick Jagger. The long version is, much, much longer. Let me make sure I got all this together first before I get all caught up. I can say it was 2002, and I was working full-time at Live Nation, and I was also part-time at Rock 96.7 in Modesto, and I was doing weekends at KSJO at the time. Oh, the new Beetlejuice trailer looks amazing. I'm not kidding. I don't know if I'm just, like, emotional lately. I was damn near in tears because that new Beetlejuice trailer looks so good. Alright, if you guys went to pizza, I'm not super bummed, but, if you wanna get Murillo's next time or something, I could do that. I don't know. It's just rare that I have, like, a weekend when I ain't doing shit. Um, yay! Thanks, man. Now I need more people. Everybody go to Twitch and follow me. I need 28 more followers on Twitch, and I need 4 more people commenting in the chat, which is freaking weird, but okay. Um, do I remember the Monsters of Rock tour with AC/DC? No, I remember the Monsters of Rock tour with Van Halen. Kat, you live in Modesto? Yeah, I used to do middays on Rock 96.7 from, like, 2001 to 2002-ish, maybe 2003, I forget. Hey, John, what's up? Did I ever work at KOME? I am not too young to have worked at KOME, but I did not work at KOME. I grew up in Fairfield, so I didn't even know KOME was a thing. Like, we were too far away. And I ended up on KSJO because KOME had gone under shortly before. They didn't even really go under, they just got bought out. They got bought out by, ABC, who owned Live 105, and then they decided to that remember when Live 105 was, like, playing Limp Bizkit and stuff? That was because they bought KOME, and they were trying to, like, rebrand this kind of hybrid of Live 105 and KOME, and it was a dismal failure to both. Um, yeah, they had great marketing. People remember them for real. Am I playing, like, a complete album side so that I can chat with you? No. No, but, the music is programmed in a computer now, so I don't have to, like, physically change records and stuff anymore. I have to actually, change elements in a computer, which is a lot of dragging and dropping. So, let's see, I could probably show you. Okay. So, if you can see this, right? Can you see this right here? I need to change that because that's where I'm gonna put 420 Floyd. So there's my 420 Floyd thing, and I gotta delete that, and then I have to, and then I have to find a Pink Floyd song and put it in there instead, and then I have to double check the timing on all of those elements and make sure that they all are happening at the right time, which is something that I'm constantly doing, going back and forth with. But now we do it in advance, and now the computer controls how it plays. So, there's never a record scratch, there's never a time without the music going. Like, if I fuck up, it'll just go to whatever the next song is, instead of, like, if I fuck up, it's dead air, which is what would happen if we were still on, the cartridges or the CDs or the records. Oh, you were in San Diego when I was in Modesto? Well, Modesto was a hell of a commute. So, let's see. In 2002, I was working for Live Nation full time, and I was part-time at the radio station, which meant I recorded all my shifts in advance, and I was never actually there, which was pretty common, which is more common now than it was then, actually. Play Echoes at 420. Hey, Russell, somebody spotted your poster on the wall and got all excited to see it. That happened at, like, a couple weeks ago before I started doing the Facebook Live when I was just on Twitch. Just FYI. Um, it sucks in Modesto? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Sorry. Do you listen to Rock 96.7? Who's still on there? Is Foley still around? No, I think he moved to Texas. God, who was I on there? Jack Paper was on there. He hired me. Um, yeah, I did like a thing for Bob Newhart when I walked in the door today at like 2:10. Um, oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's on the wall, bruh. It's gonna be in all of our videos. So yeah. Anyway, here I am working for Live Nation, 2002, pouring rain. The Teamsters have suddenly just there's not a lot of work for Teamsters in '02. The dot-com bust happened, and San Francisco was in a bit of a slump, and, the Teamsters had never unloaded trucks in San Francisco. There was Bill Graham had some kind of summit with the Teamster unions, and they had an agreement that if it was a concert truck, then concert people unloaded it, and the Teamsters were never involved. Now, even if it was a union venue, Bill Graham's people always unloaded the trucks. So, the Teamsters decided around 2002 when they were getting hungry and there wasn't enough work that they wanted to start unloading concert trucks. So, they started rumbling. I don't know who they talked to or how many people they talked to or what happened. I do know that they turned up at a show at, like, the Golden Gate Theater that was a concert and tried to kinda muscle in and be like, "Hey, Teamsters are supposed to be unloading this truck. This is a union venue," and they were like, "No, it's a concert." And then, they went and got a sanction, which from the union, claiming that hundreds of union jobs were at stake for this Rolling Stones concert. And the union sanctioned the strike, and that meant no unions could work at the concert. Well, Oracle Park is a union venue, not to mention they're building a whole stage from scratch, right? So, it was gonna be like a week-long build, that was gonna be all union people. It was gonna be all IATSE, which is Local 16, which is not the Teamster union. So, the truth is, the union jobs that were at stake were like half a dozen truck loaders, which is what the Teamsters did, but the Teamsters lied. I don't know if they lied, but they misrepresented that that it was gonna be a completely non-union job, which wasn't true. The Local 16 union was always going to be hired, and it was always gonna be a gig for everybody except for the people who unloaded the truck and the runners, which is my job, and, like, a handful of production people, and that was it. Everybody else was gonna be union. But then no union people were allowed to work the show, which is crazy, right? So all of those Local 16 people lost out on that work. Um, and then Live Nation had to I don't even know if we were Live Nation at the time. We might have been I think we were Clear Channel Entertainment or SFX Entertainment at the time. I know it was past the BGP days, but whatever, I digress. Anywho, we had to get all scab labor, and then because of the yacht club that owns the parking lot next door to Oracle Park, we weren't allowed to stage any of the builds next door to Oracle Park. So we had to stage and I think that Lot A was, like, still in use for something, like, we didn't have full access to Lot A behind Oracle Park, so we had to stage everything at Piers 20 and 22. So you've got a whole crew and team of people at Piers 20 and 22 unloading the semi trucks with the steel, and then they put the steel on stake bed trucks, and then they had to drive it from Pier 3032 into Oracle Park where they were unloading it and then building the stage with it. So it was this massive effort that is typically done by the same people every time because it's a union gig, but the local 16 people weren't allowed to work it. So I had to do two things. I had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning every day, drive in the scab labor because the Teamsters were vicious. If they had found anybody union crossing the lines, I mean, people were literally like covering their faces so that they could scab to work because they needed the work. But if they'd gotten caught, it was dangerous for them, just like physically dangerous. These guys were like mobbing my car. They were like hitting it with signs. They were putting nails in my tires. They were videotaping me. They were filming me. They were calling me like all kinds of horrible names. They were blocking the car, which they're not allowed to do, right? So here I am driving the labor in at 5 o'clock in the morning and then spending the whole rest of the day escorting these trucks into the venue from Pier 3032 into Oracle Park's parking lot and then turning around and going back. So we're crossing the picket lines all day, starting at like I think I left home at 5 a.m. So I was like it was like 6:30 in the morning. From 6:30 in the morning all day, all night to like, I don't know, I think we usually cut the build at like 9ish. And then we cut the build around 9 and I'd have to drive all the way back out. So all day, all night, pouring rain, Teamsters just mobbing me all the time, and it was a nightmare. It was a pure and just, no sleep, and I'm driving down to San Jose at night to record my radio show, and then driving home, and then getting home at midnight, sleeping until 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up, driving in traffic, picking up scab labor, driving them in across the picket lines, and then driving across the picket lines all day, all night, taking a break in the middle of the day for lunch at, like, 2 o'clock. I mean, it was just like I did get breaks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, don't get me wrong, it wasn't that, but it was just really starting to get to me. So and it was an election week, right? Also, it was my 30th birthday week. Also, I was getting married in, like, 3 weeks from that day, so I had all this, like, last minute wedding stuff that was, like, coming in as well, you know? Making plans. Don't forget to send a check to the harpist and shit like that, and, it was stressful, to say the least, and the police wouldn't do anything because 'cause they're union, right? And this is a sanctioned strike, so they don't wanna be involved. So here I am driving in scab labor, they're blocking me. I'm rolling up on them, and they're just big angry Teamsters with, like, teardrop tattoos and calling me a cunt and all this shit, and telling me to get back in the kitchen and give my job to a man who should have it because a union blah, brr, rah, brr. And it's not like I'm anti-union. I was pro-union up until those fucking Teamsters started fucking with me. Um, I am still pro-union, but Teamsters, y'all need to work on your fucking bedside manner. And, so I start rolling up on these guys, and between the stress and the sleep deprivation and being called a cunt over and over every day and being told to get back in the kitchen and all that shit, and a rat and all these things that they're doing, and just like, I just lost it, and I just started rolling up on these guys and hitting them. Very gently. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't, like, injuring people, but I would very gently roll up on them, and if they didn't move, I would honk, and if they still didn't move, I would honk again, and if they still didn't move, I would just start rolling, and they would go like, "Boom," and they get bumped and look back and be like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Done." And they're like, "Oh shit, okay." And at first they would start to, like, argue and fight, and then they would be like, "Okay, there's a 15 passenger van rolling onto us. We will need to get out of the way." And then they would get out of my way, and I would go through. And this was happening day in and day out, every day, pouring rain, Teamsters fucking with me, cops not doing shit, traffic a nightmare, everything a nightmare. after work, finally getting out at like 10 o'clock at night, driving to San Jose, recording my radio show, driving back home to Concord, sleeping, getting up at 5, sleeping 5, getting up at 5, going back and doing this over and over again, day in, day out. It was a fucking nightmare, dude. Highest bone.
I qualified for the Special Pumpkins, and I was wondering when are they going to have their drawing or let people know?
They'll let you know next week, bro.
Okay, there's no time or
I don't know. You'd have to ask the promotions department. It's not my job. I don't know. You got an email? Did you get an email confirmation that you qualified?
Not yet. Yeah, I qualified today. Morning.
You qualified this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be next week sometime. They'll let you know, and you'll get an email that confirms you qualified, I believe, and you can reply to that email, or or you can email andrea.fox@cumulus.com and ask her when she plans on doing it, because that is her domain.
Okay, I was just curious.
That's because we don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Our promotions director decides that stuff.
Gotcha. All right.
You got it, man. Cheers.
All right.
But we built that fucking stage. The Stones flew into town. The election happened. Oh, did I tell you about the cops? Oh my God. So no, the cops. So the cops wouldn't help me, right? And I was like clearly over the edge. And I've been bumping these teamsters out of my way for like 2 days now. Like I had the first day or two, I was like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then like the second day or two, I was like, nope, I'm hitting you. And then on the day before election day, the cops are like, they come up to my window and they're knocking on it. And I roll down the window a little bit because you can't, they'll spit on you. They were literally spitting on us. It was disgusting. They were like mobbing us. They were beating on the vehicles. It was everything, right? It was like a movie. It was a goddamn like living in a movie. And the cops like, hey, you can't hit people. And I looked at him and I go, well, they're not allowed to impede traffic with a strike. So let me know which law you want to enforce, because I wouldn't need to hit them if you were stopping them from impeding traffic. Let me know how that goes. And he just looked at me and I was like, yeah. And clearly he could see I was a woman clearly over the edge, because he was like, just give me a minute. And he walks up and he's like, all right, guys, we need to just come inside. And he moves the guys out of the way. And I'm like, thank you, sir. And I rolled in. And then after the election happens, I don't know what it was. I think the mayor had told them to stand down before the election, but the day after the election, all of a sudden the cops were on our side. All of a sudden the unions come into the table. We're negotiating. Everybody's friends again. But it's because the stage is already built. The work is already done. The job is over for them as far as they're concerned, right? The fucked up thing is that the truck loaders' jobs were only going to be until the trucks were unloaded. But the builders, the riggers, the carpenters, all these other people that were union, the crane operators, oh my God, we had to get scab crane operator, and a crane literally hit a cop car because it was somebody who just graduated from crane operating school, because scab labor, that's what you forced us into. Oh my God, it was a fucking nightmare, you guys. Fucking nightmare from start to finish. So this is where I'm at, right? The stage gets built. The Stones are here. I'm getting paid still, but I'm getting what's basically a day off. And I'm in the steel crew office asleep. The steel crew are the guys that design and build the stage, because the stage has been designed and built, and the show is happening tonight and tomorrow, and it's sound check, and they don't need me to do anything. So I'm literally just sleeping on a couch because I am dead. And then the skies parted just for the Stones. It rained all through Sheryl Crow. The skies opened up when the Stones went on. and it stopped raining, and I got to watch the Stones, and it was fucking great. And after the build was done, after I had had several naps, the Steel Crew guys, loved them, by the way. They were great to work for. They go, "Hey, we've got a slush fund and a stack of tickets. We want to have a party." And I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "We want you to plan it." And I was like, "Well, now we're talking." And so they gave me like $1,000 and a stack of tickets. And they were like, "We want booze, we want girls, we want music, we want a party. Just like get all the stuff, decorations, whatever." And I was like, "I get to make this happen?" And they were like, "Yeah, you do." And I was like, "Fuck yeah." So I just started calling fools, you know. I got Steve Masters to DJ. Um, I got a friend of mine that works for an ambiance company to come in with some decorations. I called other friends of mine that were runners, and I was like, "I need food, I need booze, I need bartenders." Um, and then after the show on the second night, they were like, "Let's," or not the second night. It had to be the first night, right? Because second night would be the tear down. So this is the first night, but the stage was all built the day before. That's what it was. The stage is all built the day before. They're like, first night we have to have a party. Second night is the tear down. So after the first night, when the band takes off, we move everything into what the band calls the shebeen, which is, I guess it's Irish for a speakeasy, and it's an area that they set up for the Stones, and it has, like, snooker tables and, like, video games and couches and whatever. So, the band does a runner after the show. As soon as the show's over, before you hear the last note, that band is in a car and out the door. So, as soon as that happened, we were allowed to move into the shebeen with this party, and it's hilarious because it was only supposed to be a party for, like, the Stones crew, but, like, every single Program Presents person who had been there, like, turned up because they knew we were throwing a party, and we had all been through just, like, the single most jarring experience of our lives, and we were all just, like, bonded. We had 1,000-yard stares, you know? We were like, "We need this." So, the Stones crew totally understood, and it was just this huge party, and we had so much fun, and I was like, "Does the band ever come to these parties?" And they're like, "No. Why would the band come to the party?" The band came to the party! Everybody was shocked, like, out of nowhere, everyone except for Keith Richards turns up. They came back. They all got into their, like, limo SUVs as soon as the show was over and took off to their hotel, which I think was, like, the Four Seasons or the Ritz or whatever it was, showered, changed, and then hopped a ride back to the venue and came to the party I threw for the Steel Crew, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I'm bartending, 'cause why not? And Mick Jagger comes up and he's like, "Water, please." I mean, he does it just like that, "Water, please." And I was like, "Okay." So I give him, they only drink Evian for whatever reason. So I got him an Evian and a cup, and I was like, "Here you go, sir. Thank you." And then he turns around and he starts talking to somebody. I was like, "Oh my god." And Steve Masters is playing tunes, and next thing you know, Mick Jagger's on the dance floor dancing, moves like Jagger, the whole shebang. And I was like, "Hold down the bar. I'm gonna go out there and dance." So I went out on the dance floor, and I was dancing with Mick Jagger, and I was like, "I am never gonna forget this. This is one of those moments that made all that torture dissipate." I mean, it was literally, it was my 30th birthday, so one of those awful rainy nights, they got a giant penis cake for me. The first thing I did was cut off the balls and hand them to the production manager and be like, "Hey, Nigel, I got these for you." Like, it was the craziest, craziest, craziest week of my life to date, mostly. There might have been some crazier ones, but it it was epic, and that is the night I danced with Mick Jagger. Alright, I just missed, like, 1,000 comments, right? What do we see? Okay, that's 'cause Kat Ferrari said she wanted to hear that story, and I told her it was a long one, but there it was. PJ, I think I saw PJ turn up. Oh, PJ's been turning up on, that is the one drag porn, is that PJ's been turning up on, YouTube lately, 'cause I'm doing YouTube Live and Facebook Live and Twitch Live all at the same time. Let's see. Oh, I went back too far. I'm reading all the same comments again. Did I block you from your Facebook account? Of course I didn't block you, PJ. Why do you keep asking me that? I don't block anybody. Didn't I give you that whole story yesterday about how Pat Sterrett used to, like, practically stalk my account with his crazy conservative shit, and I didn't block him, but I think he blocked me eventually, which was a relief, but still. No, I didn't block anybody. But also, PJ, go back to Twitch because Corn is here and he misses you. Normalize saying out loud no, 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 I don't wanna normalize saying Trump anything. Can we not? Can we just normalize the fact that he needs to go away? He's got no business in public life, and normalize not fucking talking about him because 'cause I'm fucking over it. Especially this week because it's the convention and the BBC, which normally has a wide variety of options, has just been up the RNC's ass all week, and I can't stand it. I like, what else is going on in the world? I heard there was a war. Um, you would have paid union guys double to load out psychedelic furs at One Step. One Step wasn't a union house. They would have told you to go fuck yourself. Just like they told me to go fuck myself because I wasn't in the union. But my job was never union to begin with and still isn't union. And, whatever. Not my jam. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Uh, oh, and then you know what they ended up getting after all of that? After literally over 100 IATSE Local 16 people were not allowed to work that job, they finally settled for, like, I wanna say 12 12 truckloaders on the out. Yeah. Mhm. 100 people lost their jobs for a solid week so that the Teamsters could get 12 people on the out. This is San Francisco, not New York. I am not down with that. Um, doo, doo, doo. Hi, Justine. In 1988. Oh, yeah. I'm reading Justine's, story from 1988 about Prince. She's on YouTube, so I don't know if you guys can see the YouTube part. Plus, I have a contest coming up, so FYI, I might have to jump real quick. Let's see. So she made a sign that said "Love plus sexy equals Prince for 88," and there were 20 rows from the stage, and the house lights go out. He comes over to their side of the stage, and they put the sign up so he could see it, and he did, and he grinned, and she still has that poster. Aw, awesome. You know Prince played the Fillmore, right? Yeah, I talked to him. He's nice. He's very sweet. He can be he can be a bitch, don't get me wrong. He's got temper. I just didn't have to see it 'cause, I know my shit. Although there was a point, I don't know if I can tell this story. It's not technically mine to tell, but I'll try and find a way to tell it. Let's see. Um, what else did I miss? Joe, what do you mean free hood ornament? I'm confused. Oh, you mean well, these vans didn't have hood ornaments, but I'll tell you what, the rental company at the end was like, "What the fuck?" Because, they would just key us every time we'd go by. I mean, they keyed us, they had picket signs that they were beating the vans with, they were putting nails down in the tires, like, because we were rolling so slow because they were blocking our progress that they would just push the nails into the tires as we were going by them. Um, we kept having to have people come out, and the rental company had to keep coming out and fix the tires, and they were like, "Do you want us to swap out these vans?" And we were like, "No, because then they'll just trash more vans. So we'll keep these, and then you guys are gonna have to send them into the body shop afterwards 'cause they were fucked." Good thing we got the insurance. Um, I did not operate a crane, sir, and I never, ever, ever, ever want to. It was scary, dude. That crane was massive. It was like a four-story crane already tight because it's in that little teeny tiny Second Street parking lot at Oracle Park. And then the cops were there not doing shit, and the protesters were mobbing the crane driver, and the crane driver was delicately trying to back up away from the protesters, and he went right into the cop car. And we were like, "Well, you kinda deserved it." I mean, not that I think anybody should ever hit a cop car, not that I advocate hitting pedestrians. All of that is completely wrong. I'm just saying it could have been prevented if the police had done their jobs that day. There you go, PJ. Okay, so Prince is playing at the Fillmore, and a friend of mine is working for him, and a mutual friend of ours comes to the show as his guest. So because he's a guest of somebody working directly for Prince, he gets a pass that lets him go backstage, and he's watching sound check, I think. So he's looking down at the stage from backstage at sound check, and he takes a step back and kind of stumbles on somebody. And then he looks, and it's Prince. And I don't know if you know Prince's people. Prince was just like, "Oh, excuse me, brother, whatever." And my friend was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there." Because my friend is super tall and Prince is super tiny. But Prince's people were like, "He stepped on Prince." And I was like, "Oh boy." So I went to our friend that works for Prince and I was like, just let me head this off for you. I go, "Our bros took a step back and didn't know that Prince was standing behind him." I go, "And Prince is fine. He didn't step on Prince. He just kind of stumbled a little bit because he felt that Prince was there before he stepped on him and was like, 'Oh, whoops, sorry.'" I go, "Everybody's fucking fine. He didn't actually step on Prince." I go, "But everybody around him thinks he did, and they're freaking out about it, and they know he's your guest." And he was like, and I was like, "I know, dude. That's why I'm letting you know so you can get out ahead of that and be like, 'He didn't step on Prince. He's fine. It's fine. Everybody's fine. Calm your shit.'" A lot of times when you hear about rock stars having, like, a big attitude, it's the people around them having the big attitude. Not always, not always, but a lot of the time. Alright, PJ, we're almost there. The cue to call has gone out, and if you're new here, here's what I like to do. I like to catch the q I like to answer all the calls that happen before the cue to call, because people think that they can call early and win, and that's not how that works. The cue to call happens, and I black out all the phone lines, and then I wait about a minute. That way, the cue to calls happened on the stream and on the app. So everybody's heard the cue to call by the time I open the phone lines, and then I take 10 calls. Um, FYI to people who are listening on the app or the stream, if you've paused the stream or the app at any point in time while you were listening to it, you might not be in real time, and your delay might be worse. So if you know it's a giveaway hour, and we always tell you what hours the giveaways are, then you should reboot before the giveaway hour to make sure you're in real time. Okay, let's see. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 1. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 2. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 3. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 4. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 5. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 6. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 7. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 8. Hi, it's the bone, your caller 9, dude, sorry. So close. Oh, sorry, PJ, he just hung up, didn't care. 'Tis what it is. All right. Dun, dun, dun. The big caller 10. Who's it gonna be? I don't know. Hi, it's the bone. Who's this?
Hey, calling in. I hope I'm number 10 today.
Hi, what's your name again?
Monty brother, I've been calling 2 weeks solid.
Have you been calling for 2 weeks, bro? Monty, we've only been qualifying people for the Smashing Pumpkins trip to Vegas for 1 week.
I've been smashing pumpkins, I've been snowing, stoning, I've been steering.
Wow. Well, persistence pays off. You are caller 10, bro.
No
Congratulations.
way.
Yeah.
When you put me on the topic, do I get a bill for even being on that?
Yeah, I need your information though, so stop talking and and tell me how to spell your name. Wait, one more time?
Why did the cookie go to the doctor?
I don't know. Why did the cookie go to the doctor?
We felt.
Oh.
Why did the ham leave the hospital?
I was gonna say, how many are there? Why did the ham leave the hospital?
Yeah, because
He got cured. Ah!
Yeah.
I saw that one coming. I just was a little slow on the uptake.
Thank you so much. I love listening, and we need to laugh.
Thanks, Monty, and congratulations and good luck. If you are the winner, we will call you next week and let you know.
Thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Oh, my pleasure. Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Monty's retired and he's had a couple Mickeys, so he's feeling pretty good. I had to get him to concentrate to give me this information. Um, let's put that there instead. Okay. I feel like I need a drink after that story. Brings back all the memories. Oh my God, Justin, how many songs are you going to request? Hey, Brock. How does licensing work for the music played on broadcast radio? Is it licensed from the publisher or the record label? I believe that our parent company pays a subscription fee to ASCAP, but that definitely happens above my pay grade, so I'm not 100% sure on that. I do know that if I accidentally let more than 2 seconds of audio accidentally bleed onto my live stream, YouTube will hit me with a copyright violation. But Twitch doesn't. And so far, Facebook hasn't either. But I guess YouTube is probably the big offender, so that's probably why it's like that. I don't know. I can't even remember who it was that asked for rock and roll stories, but hopefully that's the best rock and roll stories. We partied till the wee hours too after that show because nobody had to get up early the next day because the stage was already built and nobody had to turn up until like sound check. So it was like we partied till like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we didn't have to be back to work until like 3 o'clock the next day. It was awesome. John, did you just say feet like you have Tourette's or something? Feet. What? Thanks, Kat. I do have a lot of stories. I have discussed the possibility that I might write a book one day, but honestly, nobody wants to read it. I think everybody just wants to hear it. So here we are. Story time with Nikki Blakk. Anybody else you want to hear about? Huh. Aw, somebody said thank you for giving away Rolling Stones concerts. They went to the show and it was awesome and they loved it. Okay. Sometimes there'll be like a bunch of promotions department texts and they'll come through all at once. And then I won't see actual texts because they get pushed to the bottom. Kind of like the comments. Sure, Kat. I'll write a book in all my spare time. I should have done it during the pandemic. You know, I miss the pandemic sometimes. Mhm. Hey, Jacob. Do I have any good Y&T stories? Oh, that I can share? Oh, Machine Head, High on Fire, Sleep. I got Machine Head stories galore. Um, High on Fire. I mean, I like their wives more than I like them. Not that I don't like them, don't get me wrong. But, I'm friends with Dominique, who's married to one of those guys, and then she and I hang out, and I'm always like, "Oh, right, your husband's in a band." So, sorry. Not that I don't like High on Fire, super supportive. It's just one of those things where I just always end up at the bar at their shows for some reason. Um, God, Y&T, I love them so much. They're always just the nicest people. Um, they're on the Monsters of Rock cruise so many times in a row. I honestly have seen them on the cruise more than I've seen them in the bay. Um, and I will always just be forever grateful that they included me in their documentary. Um, especially, usually the dudes get that. Usually the dudes all have the higher profile. If you're a woman in this business, you gotta put in 30 years in a marquee position before people decide that you're allowed to comment on something. But Y&T just knew I'd been a fan my whole life and that they were special to me and that we spent a lot of time together on the boat, and they were like, "You should be in our documentary." And I was like, "Really? Thank you." Oh, hold on. I gotta do a thing. 1077 The Bone and the Grand Funk Railroad. We're an American band. I'm Nikki Blakk, and guess what? Live Nation is having a summer sale, and that means you can get 4 tickets for $80 all in. That's a $20 per ticket price, all in. And included in that promotion is the Lamont Snelly Ball and the show that's happening the next day, the Van Halen All Best of All Worlds tour. Whoops, hold on a second. Won't do that. 1077 The Bone with the Grand Funk Railroad, and we're an American band. I'm Nikki Blakk, and good news, Live Nation is having a sale on concert tickets. They're doing the summer sale, which is 4 tickets for $80 all-in pricing. That's $20 per ticket if you buy 4. And included in the promotion is the Lamont and Snelly Ball with Sons of a Pilot on August 16th and the Sammy Hagar Best of All Worlds tour, which is happening on Saturday night, August 17th. I mean, your weekend in Concord just got a whole lot more affordable. Um, hmm. Oh, it's the Green Day song. All right. Wait, didn't I just move that? Okay. All right. Where were we? Well, my favorite Machine Head memory is seeing them at the Wacken Festival. Because being from the Bay Area, you forget that Machine Head are a big deal. I mean, honestly, it's hard to take them seriously. I don't mean it's hard to take them seriously. I mean, it's just easy to forget that your friends that you're having barbecues with and getting drinks with and hanging out at shows with also happen to headline major European festivals in front of 80,000 people. But that happens. And it was crazy. And I remember, Machine Head hooked me up with passes, and I got to Wacken before they did. So this is the story I told yesterday, right? I get to Wacken, the day before, and my friend who I was supposed to go with, his dad took ill, so he sent me with his friends, and they didn't speak a lot of English. Um, so I just was like, "Oh, alright," and we just muddled through it, you know? I don't speak any German, I can curse, that's about it. Gosh, pick a lelek. You know, I can order beer, um, about it. Anyway, we had a good time, and then the next day, Machine Head rolled up, so we all were hanging out, and then, I was on stage for their show, and I'm kind of, like, up in the rafters, and Dave McClain had this drum set, this riser that was, like, 2 stories high. So he and I were, like, at eye level, and it was hilarious. What is that? Oh, sorry, I got a notification, 1 second. Oh. They're changing the credential system for 49er games. Um, but I don't have to do that now. So, yeah, like, Dave and I were, like, eye level with each other because I was, like, up in the rafters watching the show, and I may have had a few drinks, and I may have been, like, yelling at Phil, "Phil! Phil! Phil!" He looks up, and I'm like, "Click." He was all seriously, right now?" He's like, "I don't know if you know, but we're about to go do a thing." And I was like, "Okay, I guess that was a dick move. I'm sorry." But come on, it was funny, dude. Yeah, I know. And then they killed it, and it was insane. They had like full pyro. I mean, I'm used to seeing Machine Head at the Regency or the fucking Berkeley Square. Like the places I've seen Machine Head are not headlining a festival stage in front of 80,000 people. But I'm looking out onto the. I think I've got pictures. Do I have time for pictures? Yeah, I do. Write the book. Crazy train of thoughts. Well, it's on my verbal vision board to write the book. Let's see. Let's try searching by year because I'm having a hard time. I'm having a bad. Wait a second. Something ain't right with my phone. I just put in 2009 and it says you have 34 photos and none of them are from Germany. Let's see. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe all those photos were from a different phone from when I had the BlackBerry. Mm, well, I do have them in my Facebook somewhere, so hold on. Oh, I know why they're not in my phone because I brought a camera, like a real camera, now that I think about it. That's why. Mhm. Okay, it's in Facebook. Vakken. Albums. Vakken 2009. Let's see. Oh, and Testament came in that day too. They played early in the day. That was crazy too. This is what the stage looked like for Testament early in the day. Like, you literally cannot see the end of it. I think there's people just until the earth curves. It's nuts. Let's see. There's Testament on stage at Vakken. Is this when Bostaff was in Testament? Yeah. Yeah, that looks like the back of Paul's head, right? Phil was watching Testament with me, side stage. Look, Phil, no beard. All right, let's see. Where's Machine Head? Oh, everybody was watching side stage to see Testament. I was like, you guys, it's hot out. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, yep. Paul was definitely there. Hmm. Let's see. Some of these are really hard to see. They're like blurry, but that's Machine Head on stage. at Vakken. And again, it's just bodies until the earth curves. You just see people. Every once in a while, a pit would open up, and you'd be like, "Holy shit." Let's see. There's McLean. He's, like, literally at eye level with me because his drum riser was up so high. It made no sense. I was like, "Why are you up here?" But I guess it made more sense because there were so many people that people in the back could actually see the drummer to put the drum riser, like, way up like that. I didn't even think about it. Let's see. Oh, that's a better one. There's Dave right across from me on his ginormous drum riser. Here's their set list. That was kinda crazy. This must have been the Blackening tour. I was sitting down and Chuck came up behind me. Scared the shit out of me, and I was like, "Motherfucker!" I thought I had a better pit photo, but maybe. Well, I guess it's hard to see the pit photo because everybody's moving. Yeah, it's hard to see in the photos, but it was pretty intense. I mean, it's just, like, as far as you can see. Dave just being like, "Hey, what's up?" Um, there's Adam. He was on the other side of the stage from me, so it was harder to get a photo of him. Oh, that's actually a pretty good photo, Rob. Uh-oh. Oh, 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 oh. You guys, I totes effed up. That was supposed to be a Pink Floyd song, but you know what? I'm just gonna put a Pink Floyd song in anyway. Shh. It'll be a short one. Mm, let's go with the short one. All right. It's not pretty, but it'll still be 420-ish. That means I gotta change this entirely, though. How does this time out? Well, now I'm over, too. Mm. Oh, no, still over. All right, hold on. Hmm. Hold on, I gotta do some shit. "1077 The Bone" and Pink Floyd with "Comfortably Numb." I'm Nikki Blakk, and that was a little bit of my fault that 420 Floyd was more like 420-ish Floyd, but we still made it, folks. We got our Floyd, we got our 420. We got them within a couple of minutes of each other. I'm gonna call it a win. Okay. You should come down here, you should come up here. That makes way more sense. Okay. I need to be better at my job. PJ, you wanna hear a Guar story? Oh, I got a Guar video of Fed to the Maggot. Have I not shown you that video? When I was fed to the maggot by Guar? It's fucking awesome. Holy shit. It was great. Let's see. I need to pause before answering caller. There's no caller 9 right now. Caller 9 is happening in the caller 9 is happening in the 5 o'clock hour. Yeah, 'cause I was gonna do it now, but then, I gotta do a commercial first, so maybe I'll do it next hour. Makes more sense. Let's see. You wanna talk to Lamont in the morning? Good luck. He does not answer the phone a lot from what people tell me. People just call and call and call and call. They just sit there and hit redial for, like, hours on end. I can only guess that they are, like, high, 'cause where else would you get that kind of patience? You were at the documentary release, How'd They Get Me to Campbell. That is funny because actually that was a thing. I was like, "Oh, man, you guys are doing the documentary premiere in Campbell?" And Jill was like, "Yes, please, 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 please." But I mean, honestly, I would walk through fire for Jill. Jill Minichetti is one of the nicest, one of the most efficient tour managers I have ever had the pleasure to work with, on top of the fact that she's super fun, and she's an author. She inspired me to think I could write a book because she wrote a book. Um, at any rate, Dave and Jill asked me to, and, I would probably walk over fire coals for them, and so driving to Campbell seemed like an easier thing. But you're right, I don't fucking drive to San Jose, I hate that shit. It makes me crazy. San Jose and Sacramento, like, let's see. Yeah, I just can't believe I made the cut. I honestly like, I had to drive to, like, fucking Santa Cruz to film that too. That's how much I love Y&T. Um, and it was like I really did just think that I was gonna be on the cutting room floor. I went down there just on the hope that they would, like, put me in it, and they did. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in this." Hey, Justine. Yeah, American Band sounds about right for 406. Mm, For yeah, American band started playing at 4:05 and 22 seconds. So if you heard it at 4:06, that tracks. Yes, I know Campbell is basically San Jose, but like I said, I would do it for Y&T, no one else. Almost no one else. There's a handful of people I'll drive to San Jose for, but not a lot. Um, you know the former chief he's a licensed magician. I used to date a magician. He was fun. Um, okay, directors, Apple. Jacob, why do you always have to name drop people? She said with no sense of irony whatsoever. Let's see, let's see. It's not a competition. It's not you don't have to feel like you need to say, Cornets! Oh my god, I know, right? He's at Lake Titicaca or Winnemucca or Lake shit, not California. How you doing, girl? I miss you. Mm. Jaeger bomb McLean. Nice one, Eddie. Ah, yeah, yeah, that's my favorite Machine Head story, honestly, is, Rock'n Festival. It was eye-opening, you know? You just I mean, I always knew they were a band that had a lot of fans, but, like, that experience, like, have you ever been in front of 85,000 people or 80,000 or whatever the fuck it was? It was like a record year at the Wacken Festival that year, and they headlined, and it was I've only ever seen Metallica do that, and that was cool. It's Beam Bomb McLean. That's true, actually, yeah. Yeah, he I don't see him I don't remember ever seeing him drink I mean, I'm sure he's drunk Jaeger, but I don't remember ever seeing him, like, want Jaeger. "Hey, Mike. What's up? What's up?" I wasn't a natural photographer, my dad was a photographer, so I'm actually a trained photographer. But also, the digital cameras back then always had, like, a delay that was really difficult to control. It was just a Canon Canon commercial not a commercial camera, it was a Canon personal digital camera. So I had a really hard time with those, especially because I was used to film. My dad was a photographer, so when I was a kid, I had, like, a Nikon that was like a film camera, so I was used to that kind of, like, pressure and timing. Um, I had a real hard time with that Canon trying to get the timing right. Hey, Brett. Thank you. Thanks, Justin. I know. I figured it out. Why do people always feel the need to correct me? It's clearly a sensitive spot. You're having Starbucks coffee iced. I make my own coffee. Not that I'm not a fan of Starbucks, I just, I try not to get corporate-owned stuff if I so I get my coffee from a small family roastery in Alaska called Kaladi Brothers. 5 pounds, they ship for free. Kaladi Brothers, Kaladi. I totally recommend it. Fucking best coffee. Let's see. Oh, yeah, wasn't Jill's book really good? I have an autographed copy. It's so good. It's great summer reading. It's adorable, and I mean, it's her wheelhouse. She has another book. I'm like, "Jill, put that other book out. I wanna read it," but she hasn't done it yet. I don't know if she will. I think she's kinda, like, lost wanting to do it. Plus, they're so busy now with, everything. You remember when Gore did a sit-down interview with the live TV host? Oh, yeah, Gore used to the singer for Gore, Dave Brockie, RIP. He used to be on that TV show all the time, that, like, midnight show on Fox, I think it was. I forget what it was called, but yeah. I know, right, PJ? Cornette just showed up. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Kind of awesome. Gwar just did a cover of "I'm Just Ken." They just did a Gwar version of it. What was the first band I saw? Ooh, hang on that one. I need to do. Let me record this commercial and then I'll tell that story. I don't want to miss. You can't. 420 Floyd can get fucked off all day long, but one commercial, that's that's losing your head. All right, nobody wants to hear the commercial, right? Okay. Let's see. By the way, being fed to the Gwar maggot is very claustrophobic. Should you ever have a chance to be fed to the maggot, just know that having claustrophobia will be a problem for you because once you go into that thing, like they don't give you don't practice. There's no practice being fed to maggot. You just one day are shoved into the maggot. It's just how it happens. And well, let's see, I gotta fix this. This is way over. Um, so I get in there and it's like, ah! But the other thing is they're feeding people behind you. So you can't get stuck in the maggot esophagus, even though it's all squishy and tight. And it's not slick. It's like rubbery, plasticky bits. And you're just like clawing through the maggot's esophagus, asshole, all the way, right? Because you're going through the whole maggot. So you're crawling through both intestines, whatever. You just keep crawling and crawling and crawling as fast as you can because there's somebody coming up behind you and you don't want to get stuck in there. And it's all just like sticking to you and you've got about this much room. Like you can't feed a fat guy to the maggot because they will get stuck 100%. So that was fun. And you can find the video. Just look on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Nikki Blakk, where you can watch the live too if you want. Um, and and you'll see it. It'll be like Nikki Blakk gets fed to the maggot. War. We got like multiple angles. There were a bunch of boneheads in the audience that videotaped it and then sent in the videotapes for us. We thank them at the end of the video. So stay till the end so that you can see the people who like videotaped it for me. It was awesome. I said videotape like that's a thing. Videotape. Hmm. Well, I know there was another thing I was gonna tell you, but I gotta move this stuff because we're running late. Huh. Still running late there. That is weird. All right. Well, this can go here. Well, no, it can't. Well, it can go in the vicinity. Okay, I can fix that. I got to write down the time of that commercial too. Muy importante. No more. Cool. Okay. That needs to come out of here and go down here. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, nope, that's not good. Sorry, I got to move a lot of stuff around. It's complicated. That'll do. Okay. Make sure I can hear the station. Okay. Oh, the first band I saw. Well, technically, I did see Jack Wagner at the Napa County Fair when I was like 9 or 10. Irony, I ended up backstage hanging out with the guitar player. He offered me a beer. I'm like, dude, I was like 9 or 10. I'm all for reals. I'm in 5th grade. Like, what the fuck? Um, and then in the end, he autographed my beer bottle. He autographed his beer bottle. It was like a Henry Weinhardt's. And he autographed it and gave it to me. And I took it home and I was like, "What, Dad? I got an autographed beer bottle." And he was like, "Who gave you that?" And I'm all, "Jack Wagner's guitar player." And he was like, "What?" I guess we should have known. We just hung out all night, chatting about music and shit. Who does that? And it wasn't. There was no creepy, as far as I know. There was nothing creepy going on. Like the dude wasn't like trying to put the moves on or anything. But my first real concert that like I bought a ticket to and went to was David Lee Roth and Cinderella at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. 1986. That show was sick. And I remember it was like a fight because my mom would not let me go to concerts at all. The only reason I got to go to Jack Wagner was because it was at the Napa County Fair and my dad had a booth at the fair and it was like his weekend to have me. And my brother was too little. And so my brother had to stay at the booth, but my dad let me walk around the fair. So I just walked into the show and like watched it. I think he knew I was going to the show. I think he just assumed I watched General Hospital, but I didn't. I was an All My Children girl. One life to live. Because I used to walk home from lunch. I used to walk home for lunch from school. So at noon, I would leave school, go home, watch All My Children, and then come back at 1 for the rest of the day. Um, Favorite Bay Area venue to watch a show, and is it different than my favorite Bay Area venue to work? That is a tough question. I mean, the Fillmore is my home venue. Like, it's like my family at the Fillmore. So they would have to be at the top of every list. there were times when Live Nation had the Fillmore and the Warfield before the Warfield went to AEG, and I was spending more time with my boss at the Fillmore and the Warfield than I was with my husband, who I slept with. Like, I was working that many hours with him. And, like, when you work that much with somebody, you're just you're just bonded to them for life. And it's funny too because he and I are like brother and sister more than my brother and I are. And he and I will, like, bicker at each other like an old couple at work, and everybody just, like, laughs at us because this is just what we do, man. And whenever I come back to work shows, because I still work shows here and there, and there's all these, like, new people there, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a pass?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have all the passes. What do you want?" And then somebody who's been there for a long time will be like, "She's cool, man. Let her go." Um, favorite Bay Area venue to watch a show? Well, I mean, partly it'll still be the Fillmore because it's so small, and I love seeing huge bands at the Fillmore, you know? Like, that's what makes it so iconic. Prince at the Fillmore, um, fucking Duran Duran at the Fillmore. Um, like, we've had major artists at the Fillmore, and it holds 1,199 people. At one point, we had 1,250 as the official capacity, but that changed. And, but yeah, like, I guess it would have to be the Fillmore. I do love the Warfield for, like, a Slayer show because of the pit. And I don't, to my knowledge, Slayer never played the Fillmore. Uh, I like the Warfield for metal, the Warfield for, like, Jane's Addiction, um, just because you can kinda get into that pit area and have a great view of the stage. I guess you can do that at the Fillmore too. Um, the Paramount was awesome for David Gilmour and for, Dead Can Dance, you know, where you've got, like, that theater level sound in a sit down show that you're not looking to pit, you know, you wanna just sit and focus on the music. I like that. I like the Fox. I like the Fox because it's got those vents underneath and because it's tiered, and I love what Another Planet has done with the Fox. I mean, they've really renovated that building and made it awesome. Um, but most of the reason I love most of these venues is sentimental. Yeah, I'm with you, Kat. I'm with you 100% on that one. Hey, Robert. The red eye. No, the brown eye. Are you talking about the brown eye, that cocktail, that Machine Head cocktail? The brown eye with fucking vodka and Coke? That was born out of This Is All We Got. That's the funny thing is, like, bands end up drinking something because it's the most palatable thing that they can get on the road wherever they are, and next thing you know, it becomes like a signature drink, and then that's the thing they have to drink all the time, even if they're doing better and they can afford to not drink that shit because everybody expects them to drink it. It's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I just don't like Coke. I like vodka, but I don't like soda. I mean, I'll do vodka soda, but I won't do vodka Coca-Cola. I don't like Coca-Cola. Philip, what are you talking about, the Frank Hannon shows? No, PJ Dave's not in Arizona. He's in, like, Minnesota or Wisconsin or some fucking place like that. I forget. I gotta look him up. I gotta look it up every time because I since he moved, I've probably seen him twice. Um, it's like I just never it's like he dropped off the face of the earth, you know? But we did used to text when he moved, and I think I made fun of where he moved to so many times that he was like, "Fuck you." I haven't talked to her for a long time. No, I did I texted him, I think when I was in Phoenix and I met, his singer. Yeah, I think it was the singer I met at the Phoenix Metallica show, and I was like, "Hey, I just met a dude from your band." It was Phil Rines from, Sacred Reich. You've never been to the Fillmore, PJ? Oh, the Fillmore's amazing. Kat, you are so lucky you had supportive parents. My parents were not supportive of anything I did. Well, anything I wanted to do. Hey, Dale, Twitch it up, brother. I am on Twitch. Go to Twitch and drop a comment because Twitch keeps telling me I need to get more followers, and they said I need to get 5 people chatting at the same time, and I don't even know what that means, but apparently I gotta do it, so plus the Twitch stream, from what I understand, is better. So, yeah, Dale, hop on a Twitch. PJ was on Twitch, but look, he fucking peaced out and came over to YouTube. Is anybody still on Twitch? Where's my Twitch stream at? Yeah, I had Tracy and Corn and PJ on Twitch, but I don't think everybody's here at once. So, yeah, Twitch is gonna keep fucking with me until I can get 5 people on here at one time. Go fig. What do you mean you can't find me, Dale? I'm right there. I found me. Click Nikki Blakk official. Look, search Nikki Blakk official. Yeah, I'm looking at my Twitch stream right now. Because I can bounce back and forth between Twitch and YouTube and StreamYard. And then all the comments show up in one place on my StreamYard. The brown eye. The new drink is vodka and Kahlua. That's a Black Russian. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, Dale, I should be there. Well, if you what is it even called on Twitch? If you follow me on Twitch, you'll probably get some kind of a notification that would help you find me. Thanks, Kev. Can you help Dale find his way there? There you go. It's Nikki Blakk official on Twitch because I don't know who this bitch is, but she has beat me to so many social media handles. I was lucky I got Nikki Blakk. I got Nikki Blakk on Facebook, but then I had to open a page, and then the page became Nikki Blakk official. And then I got Nikki Blakk on Twitter, which is now fucking useless. And I got Nikki Blakk on YouTube, but I had to get Nikki Blakk 666 on Instagram, and I had to get Nikki Blakk 666 on Snapchat, and then I had to get Nikki Blakk official on Twitch. Is what it is, Dude, Hogue. There's the motherfucker that could tell you some machine head stories. What is up, Hoagie? How you doing, brother? We are so overdue for a catch up, man. Oh my god. Done. It's Bogan, mate. You're Bogan. I forget who it was, but I was around somebody that was Aussie and I said Bogan and they looked at me like, how did you know? A marathon? Dude, I gotta be honest, man. I don't know how you're doing the extreme running. I got another friend in Seattle who's doing extreme running too, and it's just fucking crazy. I mean, I can get on the treadmill and go for, like, miles, but I think I'm not kidding, I think the most miles I've ever done in a day is, like, 10. I can't even fathom this, like, 26 and more. Jesus. Really, Kevin? There's a couple of Nikki Blacks on Twitch? Who are these bitches? Seriously. At least I got the better SEO because when you Google me, I'm the one who comes up. Oh, you're going back and forth, PJ? Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, well, PJ, did you see when Wolf showed up Yeah, was it yesterday or the day before? And before I could even get it out of my mouth, he was like, "Before you ask, the edibles haven't kicked in yet." Just as I was saying, "Have the edibles kicked in?" And I died. I died. He totally got me on that. Momentum, consistency, and increments, and getting out of my head. All right, I'm not, but I will be honest, I am in my head a lot, and that is a factor. But also time, I'm having trouble carving time out for the things I need to carve time out for. But every morning, I hop on the treadmill. If nothing else to do work. So I got a desk on the treadmill, so now I'm like walking while I'm working, but not at work because I don't have a treadmill here. Yeah, PJ, I got a caller 9 coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Why, you need to dip out? You got shit to do? All this marathon talk has got you wanting to go to the gym? Thanks, Brock. I see you on Twitch. Yeah, yeah. Twitch, from what I hear, has the least latency out of all the platforms, and Facebook so far is the worst. I haven't tried the Instagram live, but here we are. Self-investment. I'm trying to invest in myself, right? It's just, I don't have a lot to put in. I'm tired all the time. Do you see me living on coffee? Coffee's keeping me going, brother. Thank you. How are you? How's Hogue Radio doing? The diet has been good. I'll be honest. I kind of did the I did the 2 months of the diet, which was very low everything, low fat, low carb, low intermittent fasting, like all the things, right? It was like a list of foods I could eat for 2 months. And then I transitioned back. Like I did the transition months for the last 2 months to like have carbs back in my life because I miss things like yogurt and granola, and olive oil and avocados and things that weren't on the diet. And I think in the last month of the diet, I kind of hybridized it with the vegetarian version because it was just too much meat, and I just was like over it. Um, so so I lost like 20 pounds. I lost almost 25 pounds in like 2 months, and then I'm definitely still down 20 pounds, and I kind of like go back and forth between the 20 to 24 pounds area with the with doing with doing like just modified diet, you know what I mean? Yeah, 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 exactly. So that was like a little hiccup that I felt with that diet too. Is I am a fan of things like sweet potatoes and um PJ, you're down 5 pounds? Good on you, bruh. Holy shit, it's been 12 years since you did Hogue Radio? Wow. How long ago was I on your radio show? It was before that, when you were still on Triple J. Yeah, that was 2012. It must have been right before it happened, right? Because it's 24 now, so that was 12 years ago too. Nice, on the plant-based. I mean, I definitely like meat, and I want to eat meat sometimes, but I definitely don't want to eat it as often um, as this diet wanted me to. And they didn't tell me at first that there was a vegetarian version, um, mostly because the vegetarian version takes longer, and I think they wanted me to lose a lot of weight right away. Um, but but I'm fine with that, I'm like, I I like I like not always eating animals. I love potatoes, but every time I eat one, I get the inflammatory weight loss. I get the inflammatory weight. I kick up a pound or 2 every morning after I've eaten sweet potatoes. I love them, but they don't love me. So, I can have, like, 1 a week. I gotta meter out all the good stuff. Shit, dude, I need to come back to Oz. I want some licorice. I wanna hang out. I wanna stroll around Melbourne. Fuck. Cat, I was on the Abundant Life Wellness. In fact, they want me to go back on it. They want me to do another round of it because I did technically set a goal that was, like, 15 pounds lower than what I achieved, and I think that they really want me to make my goal weight, even though I was like, I'm good," you know? I'm not fat, like, but technically I did set a goal and I did not meet that goal yet, so I think they want me to do another round of the strict shit. But damn, the problem is, no Vegemite. The Vegemite was gross, dude. I did not like the Vegemite. I love the licorice though. I don't have any vacation days. I get 2 weeks vacation a year, and I spend like 4 or 5 of the days for the Monsters Rock cruise, and I spend like 3 or 4 of the days for, the mountain fest, and then, I use, like, ad day for Comic-Con, and then, um, I think I used a day to go see Metallica in Phoenix, and then all my vacation days were gone for the year. Um, so hopefully when my contract is up in December, I can make the case for more vacation days because I do cool shit on my vacations that they can put on the social media anyway, right? Value. Yeah, I agree, Hoagie. Fucking weight loss is a long-term game, a lifestyle change, all those things. But also, I'm just gonna put this right the fuck up front. You're not a perimenopausal woman of a certain age, and that shit is fucking real. It fucks salad, dude. The bone is good, at first, it was super weird being back. It was almost like it was like finding an old concert T-shirt in the back of the closet that you hadn't seen in 10 years, and putting it on and just being like, "Wow, I used to be this person," and then being that person again. Um, so every day that I've been back has just erased a day I was gone, and next thing I know, it feels like I wasn't even gone. It's weird. It's cool though. I like it. Yeah, dude, trust. The fucking hormone fluctuations fuck you up. For years, I'll wake up and I'll be like, "COVID or menopause? I'm not sure. Do I have a fever or is it a hot flash? I don't know. We'll find out." I'm at the point now where I stopped taking COVID tests. It's never COVID. I just feel like shit. And, when you feel like shit, you're not wanting to hop on the treadmill or eat a salad or whatever, but, I have found this company called Exchange that has this, like, 92% dark chocolate bar that is my new favorite thing, and, it's very low sugar, very low calories, very high dark chocolate, but also fucking delicious. So I chop it up over berries, and it's like, "You never ever got COVID? Good on you, bruh. How'd you manage that?" Real, Cat and BT dubs, it never ends. It's like a 10-year journey of fucked up. Oh, hey, Kevin, get this. So it turns out I thought I was flying out to Comic-Con tonight, but no, it's next week. I did not realize that until I got off the air yesterday. I totally thought it was today. I was gonna go home last night and pack, and I'm texting my friend that I stay with in San Diego, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, I'll see you tomorrow night, like 11:30." And he was like, "You mean next to Thursday, right?" And I was like, "No, tomorrow." And he was like, "No, next Thursday." And I was like, and I looked at my flights and I'm all, Yeah, I don't think the good news though, Andrew, is that I don't think I can get COVID again because I got it at a Metallica show. Um, Metallica gave me COVID. Actually, my boss's husband gave us all COVID. Um, and then I had it that one time, and I had just been boosted. I'd been, like, vaccinated and then boosted, and then I caught COVID, and I had it for, like, 10 days, and it was just irritating. It wasn't terribly bad, and, like, honestly, it was like menopause. It was like I was like, "Allergies or COVID? I don't know, Um, and then and never again, never again. And I mean, I have been on cruise ships every single year I've hosted a Monsters Rock cruise, which means I've been handing out guitar picks to people all day long on that cruise. I'm shaking 100 hands a day. I'm hugging all these guys and bands that are on tour because I never see them until we get on the cruise together. And I'm like drinking and having a good time and no COVID. Hella people come home from the Monsters of Rock cruise and are like, "Oh shit, we got the vid." And I'm like, "Testing, testing. Nope, I didn't get it." Hang on a sec. 1077 The Bone and the Black Crows, where she talks to angels. I'm Nikki Blakk, and I talk to former Black Crows drummer Steve Gorman. Steve Gorman rocks tonight at 7 o'clock, and he and I have a little podcast we call The Black Room. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, you can get it anywhere you find podcasts. Just Google the title of The Black Room and look for the blue logo. I know, it made sense when we did it. And if you want to find it the easy way without having to search it, well, it's always at 1077thebone.com. Okay, that needs to not be that. Huh. How is my timing off again? Oh, you call it the Rona? We call it the vid. I call it the vid. I don't know if anybody else does. Lars. Lars. I can't do a Lars. Have everybody who works for Metallica can do an impeccable Lars impersonation. I can't. I never have. Thanks, Justine. I am 100% old enough. I'm 52, so I'll be 52 in November, I mean. I just always tell myself I'm a year older than I am, so that by the time my birthday comes around, I'm over it. Yeah, I did not have kids. I just have perimenopause, which most women get in their mid to late 40s, and I am in my early 50s, so ba-bam! That's where it's at. Yeah, I'm on air now, and, we do have a lot of music. I have 4 breaks an hour. Sometimes I'll crack out 2 breaks at once. It depends on what's going on, right? Like, if I'm looking through the news and there's not much going on, I'll wait and I'll do the break. I'll do whatever break I have news for, and then I'll wait and see if anything pops. If nothing pops, I'll work some station business into it, and, if something does pop, then obviously that'll be that, like, as soon as I walked in today, I got the notification that Bobby Hart died, so I was like, "Well, there's the first break." But if I have a lot of stuff going on, then I'll knock out a couple breaks at once. So then I can put 2 breaks in the system, and that's like 30 minutes as long as I'm keeping an eye on things, which reminds me, I need to do that. So as long as I'm keeping an eye on things, like right now, She Talks to Angels is on now. So I didn't do this break ahead. Um, did I even do the one I did the one before it because it was a Rolling Stones song and the Stones played last night, so I already knew what I wanted to say. So it just depends, you know? I try not to go too far ahead because then the show doesn't feel live, and I want it to feel as live as it is fucking here. But also, one of the things that we try to do is, really reach out and relate to listeners and engage with people, and I figure this has been actually one of the most engaging things that I've done is these, like, live broadcasts, live Twitch, live Facebook, whatever you call it. It kind of lets me engage with listeners way better than if I was trying to answer the phone, right? Because this is the thing that's always bugged me about radio. It's like somebody will try and call in, and then somebody else will try and call in. I answer one call while the other one's ringing, the other guy's just gonna hang up and never get through. And then I always feel bad that there's somebody who didn't get through, but here, I can just go back and scroll and make sure I got everybody. You know, you can drop a comment, and if I missed your comment, I'll go back and catch it. So, it's like never missing a call this way. I like it. It's cool. You never hear any radio DJs share their supplements, nitric oxide? You've read that nitric oxide is best for perimenopausal women. Uh, Nitric oxide? I don't know. That doesn't sound right at all. No, nitric oxide is not good for anyone, much less perimenopausal women. Don't recommend that. Yeah, no, most perimenopausal women are taking things like magnesium and vitamin D and vitamin B, biotin, things like mm. Hey, Justine, we're the same year. 72, but fuck yeah, I dig the new Carrie King. Are you kidding me? Um, did for reals, man. We really do need to we are so overdue. I just have been so fucking busy, man. Ever since I came back to the radio station, it's like one thing after another, and, um, you should come visit and, like, life coach me into getting my shit together. Yeah, you know I heard the new Carrie King, like, in '22, right? Carrie played the Rough Mixes for me when I was on tour with Jackson Browne, and we were at the Beacon in New York for, like, 5 days. So, I just took a cab over to Carrie and Aisha's, and we, like, hung out and got dinner and bar hopping, and then at the end of the night, Carrie was like, "Do you wanna hear the record?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I wanna hear the record." And, so he just played it in the kitchen through his phone on a little Bluetooth speakers. So I got to hear all the rough mixes. I got to hear Carrie sing. I've never heard Carrie sing before. It was crazy. Carrie sang lead on all of the rough mixes. Mark wasn't even in the band yet. Right? Didn't that just explode your heart when he picked Mark? I'm so excited for everyone. And Mark it was weird because I knew Mark was in the band before Mark's band knew Mark was in the band. So Mark couldn't say anything in front of anybody in the Bay Area except me and maybe, like, one other person. So if he was with one of us, he'd be like, "Hey, you know, you know, I know, you know, we know." And I'd be like, "I know, dude, we know, hey." Yeah. Fury sounded good. I mean, he doesn't have Mark's range by any means, but, you know, he could pull it off. If Carrie was in a punk band, he could absolutely front that band. He's got a good voice. But when it comes to, like, metal, when it comes to the kinda range Mark has, in fact, unpopular opinion, I feel like I feel like I feel like Carrie kinda underutilized Mark on the album. I feel like he kinda kept him on a short leash in terms of vocal range. I think Mark could have done so much more with some of those songs, and I'm kind of excited to see them live. I'm going to LA to see him live. I'm gonna go see him at SoFi with, Lamb of God because they don't come through the Bay at all, like, ever. Maybe in '25? I don't know. You know, I can't speak for Rob. Um, Jacob, why do you make statements like that are unverified and just random shit that you read on the internet? Hospitals don't recommend supplements because hospitals can only prescribe medications. My doctor recommends all kinds of supplements and healthy foods, but nitric oxide is not among them. So fish oil is fine, garlic is fine. You don't need pills for garlic. I eat garlic every day. It's fucking delicious. Um, but and B12 is fine. My doctor recommends the B12 and the D5 and the all the things that I'm taking. Um, except nitric oxide is not one of them. So I don't know why you're on that trip right now, dude. There's a lot of Slayer in that album, Stevie. Fuck, am I going to the Slayer show? I mean, I hate the Aftershock Festival because it's so massive, you know? And it's so far away, but I'll probably go. And it's not like I have Slayer fucking 25 times. Um, nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide gives me a headache and it kills brain cells. It's really not good for you. I don't understand that high. The first time I did nitrous, I was on acid, and I literally disappeared. Literally, I figuratively disappeared. I just went, "Wah, wah, 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 wah," and then I went fetal, and I just curled up to sleep. They woke me up, and I was like, "What?" But then, I tried it again. It didn't have the effect, and then it gave me a headache. And then I remember somebody brought a tank over one time to our house, and we had a party with the tank, and I was like, instant headache. Same thing at the dentist's office. It doesn't even really get me high. It just gives me a headache. Which one is vitamin K? I don't know if I am on that one. I feel like I'm on all of them though. Yeah, you're right, Hogue. My doctor insists on a sublingual B12 with food. Yeah, I mean, we always knew Slayer was gonna do it again. I knew they were gonna do festivals. Everyone, I mean, they said they were gonna do festivals. They're just not gonna tour again. Timing was really bad, you know? I mean, Carrie waited and waited and waited for the timing to be right for his solo project, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, Danny Wimmer's gonna pay us a fuckload of money to play some Slayer shows. On the other hand, I mean, I don't know how many copies that Carrie King album sold the first week, but I don't think it was enough. It didn't crack the US charts, it cracked the international charts, and that was disappointing. So, for Carrie to keep that shit going, it doesn't hurt to have some Slayer money. I I like a plant-based diet. I mean, a lot of stuff I eat doesn't have meat. I'm like Costco level for nuts. I put nuts in everything. Nuts are my favorite protein, but they're also high in fat, so, you know, but they're good fats. Good fats is my favorite thing ever. Oh, yeah, I know nitrous is a big party drug for people. It just doesn't do it for me, you know? Some people love it. Take K2 with D3 because it keeps calcium in your bones. What is that the magnesium? Is that what the K2 is? Everyone loves AC. They're on the TikTok top 50. You're gonna make me look it up, aren't you? Oh, it's found in cheese. I must be getting tons of it because I fucking love cheese. Oh, well, if it's in oh, I probably get tons of it. I mean, it's in everything that I eat. Leafy greens and animal foods, fermented foods. I don't know. I'll ask my doctor about the K vitamin, see if it's a thing that'll make any difference. I'm a big proponent of eating your vitamins, so I eat a lot of superfoods. Talik, dude. All right, brah. Um, when you say vegan blowout, which end are you blowing out? Love you, Hogue. Talk to you soon, man. Right, yeah. Turkey tail. The fuck is turkey tail? You guys are scaring me now. All right, I gotta make some moves here. One oh seven The Bone in Boston with Don't Look Back. I'm Nikki Blakk, and I know we're not supposed to look back, but when it comes to Led Zeppelin, I like to make an exception. They just posted some bootleg footage from Zepp in Vienna, Austria back in 1973 that looks pro shot and amazing. You want to check it out? I've got it up on my Facebook and my Twitter for you to check out. And it's almost like being there. All right. No, I don't think it's a silent mouse. It's an ergonomic mouse, though. So it's upright. Hope I didn't just fuck something up. Um, yeah, hopefully it doesn't the clicks. You can't hear the clicks in the studio. There it is. So it's like this. I can hold it like this instead of doing it like this. Like, well, oh, well, I don't think anybody can hear the clicks over the air because usually the sound is compressed between, what the mic picks up and what ends up going out over the air for the most part. I don't think anybody can hear the clicks over my voice going into the microphone because the microphone is omnidirectional. So the microphone is picking me up specifically. And even though there's a click down here, it's not it's not omnidirectional, it's directional. So I don't think it's hearing it. I don't know though. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to listen to the on-air product and see if you can hear the click. I don't think so though. I don't know. Is anybody listening? Shut up, dude. Oh, did you see somebody from New Zealand is here? How do you say that? Is that Sharni? What's going on down under that everybody's popping on? That's rad. They have them in Japan, but are they ergonomic and silent, or are they just silent? Because I can't use a regular mouse. We found that out the hard way when I came back to work at the station. I was here for like 2 weeks, and all of a sudden my injury like picked up bad. So yeah, let me know when they make them ergonomic because then I'll be on that. I'll be right there. Australia, Australia, mate. Love you, brother. Enjoy your blowout. Fuck. I still don't know how you drive on that side of the road, motherfucker. 6,000 calories a day? What the fuck? Dude, I'm over here eating like 1,200 calories a day and still putting on weight sometimes. That happened to me last week. I was like, I ate 1,132 calories and I gained it 2 pounds. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? But they were carb calories, so I'm guessing it was inflammation because that's a thing. Turkey tail is a mushroom. I eat a lot of mushrooms. Oh, that's that mushroom, that cancer fighting mushroom or whatever. I think I'm doing okay on that one so far. I'm already taking so many goddamn supplements. I don't need another one that isn't fucking necessary if I'm eating food that has it in it. Sounds like Sharn, but folks add the E. So it's just Sharn. Sharn Scarborough. Hey, Sharn. Oh, thank you. I'm just I'm just chuffed I got a Kiwi and an Aussie all at once. That's never happened before. I mean, it's tomorrow for you guys. Give me the lottery numbers. Can you send me some Kiwi thrash metal? Send it to fucking Hogue. Why aren't you sending it to Hoagie? He's got more freedom to play Kiwi thrash on his station than I do on mine because I gotta leave room for all the Bay Area thrash. Hogue, do you know Sharn? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I hydrate like a mofo. Um, yeah, I love mushrooms, dude. Stevie, I am super down on the mushrooms because they're fucking awesome. I always end up getting cremini mushrooms, though. Maybe I should branch out a little bit. You know my favorite thing, though? Mushroom tacos. I started making tacos with mushrooms, and it's like a whole other world. Sometimes I'll make meat mushroom tacos. We'll just do, like, beef and mushrooms together. And then I don't put it in a taco, I put it on a salad. So good. Sharn, do you listen to Hogue Radio? Sharn, do you know Andrew Hogue from Hogue Radio? He has played you. Ah, small fucking world. How did an Aussie and a Kiwi end up in a live stream in San Francisco? Yeah. Well, Hogue, tell me how much you tell me if you like their band. I'll see if I can play them. Metal brings us all together, right? Oh my god. I'm a little blown away. His Lars interview is the best. Have you seen my Lars interview? I'm just saying. Although he probably did his Lars impersonation for Lars, didn't he? Hogue, did you do Lars and for Lars? They're called Just One Fix, like the Ministry song. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check out when was your Lars interview, dude? Is it an old one that I probably already saw, or is there or did you get a new one? I'm trying to get an interview with somebody in Metallica when I go to the Seattle show. But you know how it is. They might have time, they might not. All is if they say they're gonna do it, they better fucking do it. 'Cause I'll be pissed if I fucking spend a vacation day I don't have, fly out a day early plus the hotel, and they fake on me. Um, oh, 2010? Oh, yeah, I saw that. I probably saw that at your place. I'll bet you showed it to me. Hey, Dan. Oh my god, they still haven't rescheduled the Australia tour from the pandemic? Wow, that's brutal. Probably because we everybody got COVID, right? We all got COVID in '21 at the Metallica show at the Chase Center. And yeah, and they were supposed to go to Australia right after that, right? Because it's your summer, so they were gonna do, like, an Aussie summer tour. Yeah, well, I mean, I can if I mean, it's been a minute since I talked to anybody from Metallica. Uh, I talked to everybody well, not everybody, who did I not well, I didn't talk to James because James had fucking COVID in Phoenix, but I talked to everybody in Phoenix that wasn't James. Yeah. I got an interview with Rob. Did you see it? Oh, before James went to rehab. No comment. And how many years has it been since Metallica's been to Australia? God, and you know what's funny is I complained, like, endlessly about Metallica not scheduling this tour in the Bay Area, and they were like, "We played it already. We did the 40th anniversaries there." And I was like, "Yeah, but that doesn't count because Lux Eterna wasn't out yet. So, how come you're not doing the stadium tour here?" And they were like, "Oh my god, stop it." Am I still surfing? God, I wanna surf. That's another thing I need to get into my schedule, you know? The hard part is that the tides are shit. Um, I'm either gonna hit traffic or low tide, right? The times that I have available, like, I could get out the door and post traffic at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I could get to the beach at, like, 11:30. I could surf for 2 hours, and then 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, yeah. Well, I could surf for about an hour-ish, and then get to work on time at 2, but the fucking tide's out, and there's no surf at that time. Um, and then by the time I'm off work at 7, it's too dark. I would get off work at 7, I'm downtown in North Beach. By the time I could get out to Pacifica, it would be pitch black for most of the year. So, I really do need and want to get back in the water. I'm gonna have to just suck it up and do it on a weekend, or I'm gonna have to suck it up and learn how to dawn patrol, which I just don't see happening. Hey, Johnny, what's happening in Santa Cruz? What's my favorite Steven Spielberg movie? I don't know. I'll tell you my least favorite Spielberg movie is E.T. Yeah, well, Kirk's a much better surfer than I am. Also, that motherfucker lives in Hawaii, so he could surf all the time. Plus, he doesn't have a day job. That is the one drag about being on in afternoons. The best part is that I don't have to get up early and I can go to concerts after work. But the worst part is that I can't. There's not a surf time. I either would have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and dawn patrol it for morning tide, or I would have to go in the afternoon because the tide's up enough. Because when I was on nights, I used to get out there around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and the waves would be big enough between like 4 and 5, and then I would pack it up at 6 and head to the station to be on the air at 7. Um, but now I'm on the air at that time, so it doesn't work. And then the reason I don't go on weekends is because everybody goes on the weekends, and the water's just like jam packed with kooks and people that don't understand what the lineup means, and it's just it's bodies on bodies on bodies. You know what I mean? You can still surf with a broken leg. You just don't pop up. I belly surf all the time when I'm feeling like I can't pop up. I start to get tired, and I'm like, whatever, I could catch a wave, and then I'll just relax. I know, brother. I know. I'd keep you here all day too. All right, Bodie, Bogan. I Send me some fucking Aussie clips of that dude. I fucking love that dude. He's so funny. Your dad's friend played keys in ET. Go back to the valley. That's a Southern California thing, though. Here in Northern California, we're not like that. Although I would like to be like that sometimes because there's some people. It's my fault for being a shit surfer, right? If I was any better, um, then I could roll out to Ocean Beach and it wouldn't be crowded at all anytime. And it would be bigger waves at better hours. But I've only surfed Ocean Beach a couple of times, and both times it tried to fucking kill me. And I'm just deathly afraid to go out to OB by myself. Like Kirk surfs OB when he's in the bay. Like he's really good, and it's yeah. If yeah, send me the TikTok. I need to change my TikTok algorithm. I'll tell you why later. TikTok is fucking annoying. But yeah, give me some funny shit for TikTok. That would be rad. Oh my god, you live in Santa Cruz and you've never surfed? Pleasure Point is right there. Just suck it up and give somebody $100 to teach you. It's fucking worth it. listen, I need to get down there because my wetsuit is, like, fucking so old, it's ready to fall apart, and, I need to get a new wetsuit. I should just click hashtag Bogan and search that on TikTok, huh, and I'll bet you it would, like, all come up. "Oi, Nathan!" That's what I want. I want the Nathan comedy stuff. Oh, I got a thing. 1077 The Bone and Van Halen with Dreams. I'm Nikki Blakk, and if it's your dream to get tickets to see Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, just hang out for about 9 minutes, and you're gonna have a chance to win them on 1077 The Bone. Huh, okay. Later, Hogue. It's good to see you, man. Pop in anytime if you can figure out the time difference. I'm doing this, like, 3 to 6 weekdays, San Francisco time. Yeah, Justin, I saw that you saw the Stones stream. You mentioned that like 3 or 4 times. Good on you, brother. I'm glad it was good. I saw the Stones in Vegas a couple months ago, so I feel pretty good about not going last. Uh, fuck, do I have an audio slave story for you? Oh my god. Van Halen is your jam? Nice. Well, if you were gonna go see the Best of All Worlds tour, the Sammy Hagar thing, Live Nation's doing that sale, the summer sale where you get 4 tickets for $80. So, you know, get 3 friends together to get those $20 tickets. Um, Here, let me do this cue to call. Hmm. Alright, I gotta pee, but remind me when I get back. I'll tell you the audio slave story. What? Oh, Audio Slave, that's right. Fuck that story. It's a lot. So Audio Slave played the Warfield the same day they announced the, Gulf War, right? So you got W declaring war in Iraq for no good reason. Hey, PJ. Oh, you're just in time. Caller 9 is coming soon. In fact, I should be listening. Well, I also have to do other thing. Okay. Yeah, I gotta do another thing first. Well, anyway, all of downtown San Francisco erupted in protest, as did large parts of the world. Yeah, the Gulf War, the when George Bush invaded Iraq because they supposedly had weapons of mass destruction. You remember this? This is why we don't vote for Republican presidents because they make up wars so that they can pay defense contractors. Oh, the drunk guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not here to hear the story. No, I told you already that he called me back the next day, and he remembered that I had told him to call back, but he called back at 5:30 and not 3:30, and he missed the call. I told you that part. No, not the H.W. Bush Gulf War, the other Gulf War, the Iraqi invasion, that turned into an Afghani invasion that somehow ended up with us being entrenched in the Middle East until a couple of years ago. Um, so Bush invades Iraq. The weak Audio Slave is playing at the Warfield, and you have to go watch the A Team, like with B.A. Baracus and Faceman and Templeton Peck and fucking Hannibal and the crew, Murdoch. That A Team, is that what you're talking about? Look at that. Do you see how sometimes I'll be trying to think of a simple word and I can't think of a simple word, but yet I remember every character from the fucking A Team. Yeah, I forgot I had to print this thing out because I had already done most of it earlier. Okay. Okay. Will I please pause for 5 seconds after I answer caller 9? I do pause with caller 9 every time. Sometimes caller 9 just hangs up and I can see that the line has changed, right? I can see that they've hung up and somebody else is calling in. So that's why if it seems like I've gone through it quickly, it means they hung up and I moved on. Sorry. I made an omelet today instead of doing my hair. It's a good fucking omelet though. Like heirloom tomatoes and garden fresh basil and Marin Sonoma County goat cheese and mushrooms, bacon. Anyhow, um, so all of San Francisco is maniacal with protests. I mean, every single day. And Audio Slave was playing like 2 or 3 nights at the Warfield. So the band couldn't go anywhere. Like you couldn't leave the venue because it was just chaos. And one day, so we had to get there early, right? We'd have to come in at like 9 because the protest would start at noon and it would just go on and on and on. And next thing you know, they started having like riot squads in the streets. And one time I was watching the protesters walk by and I'm just standing in front of the Warfield. We had to board up all the doors and windows at the Warfield. It was crazy. So I'm standing out front and watching protesters and I'm like, please go to it. Fuck Bush, all that. And I look and I see Tom Morello in the protest. And I'm like, hey. And he's like, I know, right? And I was like, dude, I'm like, don't be late for sound check. And do not get arrested. He was all, it was really funny. And another time, because it was like day in and day out, it was just nonstop protests and people freaking out. And at one point, there was this huge line of protesters that were on up Turk Street. I don't know if you're familiar with that intersection where like 6th Street becomes Taylor Street. And actually, I think it was on Market. That's right. All the protesters were like right there on Market Street. And we were just past Market. I'm drawing this badly. Okay. Let's see. So if this is the Warfield, right? You've got protesters all around here. You've got me and like half a dozen, maybe like 10, 20 crew guys, like just milling around the backstage door. Buses are here. My car's here. The riot squad are here. And they're all lined up and the protesters are like screaming and singing and chanting and all the shit. But they all just stopped. Everybody just stopped, like right here in this intersection at Market Street. And it was when people were like, fucking protesters, blocking the streets, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. The irony to that now is that no one can drive on this area of Market Street because it's only for commercial vehicles now. Huh? So it was not the biggest of deals. It was really more of a way to just try and shut down the protesters. But all of a sudden, everything just got weirdly quiet. Like you could have heard a pin drop. And there's thousands of people just up and down the street. And then all of a sudden, we could hear somebody shouting. And then, oh, I got to answer the calls. And then we heard a whistle blow. And all these people, all the police, the riot squad pushed into the intersection to get these people. And these people ran right at us. And we were like, fuck! And we dove in the backstage door and like literally barred the doors to keep people from coming in because it was crazy. I don't think I've ever been so scared in my life. Just have like the whole mob scene. I mean, it was like living in a movie. It was like an actual movie mob scene of cops beating on protesters. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 1. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 2. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 3. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 4. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 5. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 6. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 7. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 8. Hi, it's Bone. You're caller 9. Sorry, dude. So close. See, PJ? No answer. And then he hung up. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I do my best. I do my best for you. Let's see. We're going to pick a number between 1 and 10 now. Hi, it's Simone. Who's this?
My name's Gina.
Hey, Gina. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
You might be. Have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days?
No.
All
I
right.
went to the Rolling Stones last night.
Did you? How was that?
Yeah. That was awesome.
Did you win?
You
won the tickets?
Yeah, last year.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
It was awesome.
You are lucky. Was that the last thing you won from us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not so bad then. You can win once a year. I don't feel bad about that.
Hi, this is her husband Randy. Real quick. In the past, we've had a problem with getting the tickets to her email, and Andrea Fox has sent it to my email address. Could we have it sent to that? She said it was supposed to be in the system.
Okay. I mean, I just gave you the email that was in the system, husband of Gina.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to get hold of Andrea to have her change.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations, Gina. If you guys have any problems, you've got Andrea's email. You just reach out to her, but I would wait and check your spam filters in the interim because you've got some time between now and the contest. I mean, between the concert, excuse me.
You know, we were just calling one
Thank you so much.
Wow. Well, the strategy worked. You're welcome. Congratulations, Gina and Gina's husband. All right. Have fun at the show. Is it just me or was her husband kind of pushy? This is Gina's husband, and we've had problems not getting our free shit. Like, dude, you just won tickets. Like, shut the fuck up. You want me to wait 5 whole seconds before I say, dude, you're caller 9? No. I say, hi, it's Simone, you're caller 9. Sorry, dude. Why? And besides, who the fuck are you to tell me how to do my job, PJ? This is my world. You're just living in it. They were protesting the Iraq invasion. So the Gulf War Part 2. Because George Bush Jr. never forgave Iraq for trying to kill George Bush Sr. It's not Clay. It's 6th. It's 6th and Taylor at Market. And then Kirk will be the next street. So, like, I can just do it here. quick map for you. So here's the Warfield. Here's the backstage door at 26 Taylor, right here. Up here is Turk Street and Market, and then when you cross Market, it becomes 6th. 6th and 6 changes to Taylor on the other side of Market, and then this is Mission Street right here, and right here is Toulon, the best Vietnamese restaurant in the city. Fucking love that place. You made a 5-egg omelet? That's a lot of eggs, bro. I usually use like 2 eggs and a little bit of milk. That's plenty. That's a big fucking omelet too. I put a lot of shit in my omelet though. I mean, I'm like mushrooms, onions, garlic, spinach, bacon, red peppers, fucking all the things, goat cheese, potatoes, avocado, basil, salt and pepper. I think that's everything I put in my omelet today. It's good. And then I made a latte with cardamom in it. So it was like a cardamom flavored latte. That's delightful. Let's see. Tom Morello is all over Lithium XM talking about how he came up with guerrilla radio in the last minute. Okay. I'm not surprised at that. But guerrilla radio was a song. Guerrilla radio was a Rage Against the Machine song, and Rage Against the Machine was over by the time Audio Slave happened. So the fun thing was that because they were out in the protests all day, they would gather up a bunch of signs and bring them onto the stage at night. So everywhere on the stage, they had all the protest signs that they had like collected during the day. Gina's husband said they were caller 1, 7, and 10. Yeah. Yeah, she and her husband were really trying to win that shit. I mean, if they were 1, 7, and 10, they were on 3 fucking phones because you saw how fast I went through the line, right? 10 lines lit up all at once. And if they were 3 of those 10, well, they could have been 2. They could have had 2 phones. And then because I did kind of wait a little bit, I did the first 9 and then I waited. So they could have gone through, been 1 and 7, and then called again, and then she got through and he didn't, or they both got through, but I didn't answer him. I don't know. I know, right? Some people's fucking children. It's like, dude, hi, congratulations. You just saw the fucking Rolling Stones, which is what, a $200 ticket per person. So, that's like $400 or $500 worth of tickets with service charge that you won last year for free. But you had a little trouble with your email. Cry me a river that somebody fucking, and it was probably, and I guarantee you, because our promotions director, Andrea, is rigid. Okay. She follows every rule to the fucking letter. If she says that she sent that shit, she sent that shit. Sometimes there's a problem with the Ticketmaster system sending the link. It's not her fault. A lot of times people don't know how to check their spam filter. That's also not her fault. But people act like it's her fault, and it's like, dude, come on. She's the promotions director for 4 fucking stations. You need to calm down. She does a bang up job. Hold on. David Bowie. I feel like there's something I learned recently about David Bowie that was interesting. What did I see? What are the odds? 1077 The Bone and David Bowie with Rebel Rebel. I'm Nikki Blakk, and David Bowie didn't exactly like Bruce Springsteen. And then he also loved Bruce Springsteen. Apparently, the first time they met, things didn't go over very well. And Bowie was covering some Bruce songs, but also he felt like, well, he didn't like it when Bruce was a solo artist. He felt like Bruce really needed the band behind him, and Bowie's not wrong. Where are we time-wise? Oh, it's fucking 6:00. All right. No wonder. I'm like, why does it feel so late? What day is this? Huh. I didn't know Lamont was out today. PJ, you said please. That's fine, but no. Hey, I don't come and tell you how to drive your truck, do I? Mhm. Mm, 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 mm. Although I might have told you not to hit someone, but, I think that's just basic driver advice. Where is the tip jar, motherfuckers? Um, hey, Alex. Welcome. Aw, you're a little late. I'm about to head out. Um, I need a dry erase board. We have one, it's just that it has the calendar on it, and I think that they would frown on me using it to give directions. They were medium eggs. I still think that's a lot. 5 eggs is a lot. Depends on your cholesterol, but yeah. How do I know personally so many thrash people? Um, well, I guess because I was a big fan of thrash back in the day, and I went to a lot of shows and met a lot of people and hung out with a lot of them, and, it was a very small, close-knit scene in San Francisco, especially back in the '80s. Um, and then once I started doing a metal radio show in the early 2000s, everybody wanted me to play their songs, so I guess everybody if they weren't already my friend, they fast became my friend. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I could pick somebody that I know, and I could tell you probably how I met them. Yeah, have a good one, PJ. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Now that I know I'm not going to Comic-Con this weekend. Did I tell you that? I totally thought Comic-Con I thought I was leaving for Comic-Con tonight. I thought it was this weekend, and it's not, it's next weekend. So, now I got the whole weekend off. Yeah, fucking awesome. I'm not gonna do shit. Um, Andrea spelled your name correctly. Cool. All thrash people know me. Thanks, PJ. PJ likes to be my unofficial PR. I look like someone who likes DuckTales. I mean, I did not like DuckTales, but, in the hierarchy of anime, it would go Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, DuckTales. DuckTales would not be at the top of my list as far as, cartoons of that late '90s time period or would go. Hey, thanks, Justine. I might have a glass of wine. I might make a cocktail. You never know. I don't know, I gotta figure out what I feel like cooking when I get home. I do have some pesto chicken. I was gonna make a pesto chicken omelet today, but then I remembered that I also have bacon, and I ended up making a bacon omelet. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Animaniacs and Tiny Toons were the shiz in the net. Especially if you grew up on Looney Tunes and you still like animated shows, for real. Um, Darkwing Duck I never really watched Darkwing Duck. Was Darkwing Duck even its own show at some point, or was it always just like an offshoot of, like, the other thing? The other duck? I don't even really remember watching any of the ducks unless they were on Tiny Toons. I guess I just didn't do ducks. Not on purpose. Oh my god, does this person still think they're gonna win? Hold on. Hi, it's Simone.
Hi.
Hi.
Uh, is the caller number 10 win already?
Oh, yeah, no, that was like 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know, if you haven't gotten through it with me, with the way I do the contest specifically, I don't know about Lamont Stanley or Shasta, but with me, if you haven't gotten through in about 5 minutes, you can kinda hang it up. What I do is I wait about a minute after I do the cue to call so that the app catches up and the streaming catches up, and then I open the lines and I take 10 calls, and then I'm out. So,
Well,
the whole
okay.
thing takes
All
about
right.
5 minutes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Oh,
Good luck. Bye. Darkwing Duck had his own show? Oh. Mm. Yeah, yeah, some people say that I'm easy to get along with, some people say that I'm not. It depends on who you ask. Some people will tell you I'm difficult. I like to say that I'm not difficult unless you disagree with me, and then I'm a real cunt. You never know. No, I just, I can be very, um, I can be very passionate about things, and when I believe in something strongly, I will come at you with it, and you kinda have to already know me to know what's personal and what's not personal about it. So if I'm coming at you with something I feel strongly about, you gotta know it's not personal. It's a thing that I feel strongly about. Um, Aw, thanks. I'm everybody's big sister. You know what's funny? When I first got into radio, women couldn't get jobs, right? Because, and I'm not kidding you, my program director actually said this to me. It's not a good idea to have too many female voices on the air because men only hear female voices and think of the nagging wife and mother or the chick they want to bang. And that's it. That's why every morning show has like a news girl or a traffic girl who's like the hot chick that, everybody kind of like that kind of just like I call her the giggle girl, so that whenever the guys are telling jokes about big tits or whatever, she's like, "It's not my fault. I was born this way." Kind of stupid fucking sexist humor that all morning shows used to live on in the 80s and 90s and that we've hopefully moved away from for the most part. I mean, clearly 1077 The Bone has moved away from that. Um, Other stations, I don't know, not my purview. But yeah, so I told my boss, I was like, no. I go, "I'm neither of those things. I'm basically your best friend's cool older sister. That's my radio personality. I'm your best friend's cool older sister. I'm like Lori on that '70s show, but smarter and without the Scientology." But yeah, that's literally the reasoning, by the way, why there were very few female DJs for decades. Decades. They just automatically assumed that no woman could be a voice on the radio without men tuning it out because they hear is the wife or the mom nagging them. Bullshit. Mm. Yeah, yeah, I mean, same with the weather girl, same with the yeah, it's an outdated concept that was never based in fact. It was just I gotta get going, I got work to do. Um, Thanks, Dan. You know what's funny is whenever people would meet me after hearing me on the radio, they'd always be like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty. I totally thought you'd be fat." And I'm like, "Those things aren't mutually exclusive." And thanks for thinking I'd be fat and being pleasantly surprised that I wasn't fat. That's a compliment. "Oh, you're not fat. I totally thought you'd be fat." Like, people just don't think before they speak sometimes. I don't think people analyze their own thoughts enough. The world is filled with people that do not self-reflect, and that is a problem right now. Oh, thanks, guys. No, I did not mean Donna. I meant Lori, Eric's older sister. Although I could be Donna too. Donna's pretty cool, but she's a redhead, so she has no soul. But thanks for trying to mansplain that '70s show to me like I didn't know. Yeah, that's what I meant. Eric's older sister. Yeah, but the Scientology made her a bad yeah. It's almost like you weren't listening to me, Louis. Um, I sound jovial. That's why they think I'm fat because I sound jovial. I don't know. All right. I was thinking Alex wanted to get a story about how I knew somebody in thrash, but Alex has peaced out, I think. I don't see anything. And it is time for me to get going. So last chance for questions before yeah, I gotta go. All right, guys. Nice talking to you. And I'll probably be here tomorrow about the same time. Tomorrow will be shorter because I have a lot more work to do on Fridays. So 3ish to probably like 5ish, 5:30ish, something like that. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.